Hey guys, it's Ghost Queen. Okay, the next tarot deck I'm doing a walkthrough of is the Chrysalis Tarot. I've always been into butterflies. Butterflies have always kind of been my thing. And I know that's a little cliche chick sort of thing, but hey, it is what it is. I can remember as a kid doing a huge paper on monarch butterflies. I've always loved butterflies. So this deck naturally appealed to me, but the butterfly thing isn't the only reason why I like it. I do like the imagery in the deck, and yeah, I really like this deck a lot. I always have trouble picking favorites, and even I just did the walkthrough of the Bonfire Tarot, and I said that was my favorite tarot deck, and in some ways it is. But see, I like different decks sort of for different things. Like the Rider-Waite, I feel, is the best teaching deck. I like the Thoth deck as my most favorite classic deck because I feel like the imagery is a little bit maybe more sophisticated. I like the Bonfire for the art. That's my favorite deck for the art. This deck is my favorite deck for size. I like the size of these cards, and they're easy to shuffle and hold. And I like this too. I like the imagery in this deck too. It's different. They all have their own, benefits and appeal. And if you only loved one deck, you'd only have one deck. But I'm not like that. I find different decks that I fall in love with for different reasons. So yeah, I really, really like this deck, and I have a feeling I always will. Just as one of those decks that I just love. And I do sort of like myself, I do my research before I purchase a deck. I usually look online and kind of look at the whole deck if I can before I make a decision to purchase a deck. So I kind of know what I'm getting ahead of time. Yeah, so I knew I would love it, and I do. I love this deck. There's a lot of this is a very nature sort of deck too, which is my thing. So yeah, this is a really cool deck. I guess maybe another reason why I don't feel the need to have as many tarot decks as oracle decks is because, like I say, I sort of feel like oracle decks can play around a little bit with their content, whereas tarot is just sort of one system. So I haven't found as many tarot decks I've sort of felt compelled to buy. I have a few favorites, and I just don't feel the need to acquire 8 million tarot decks. I'd much rather acquire more oracle decks. That's just me. So I have 2 more tarot decks I'm going to review after this. I've already reviewed did a walkthrough of the New Orleans Tarot, which was a deck I acquired recently. That's my most recent tarot deck purchase. But I have another deck here I'm going to review, which actually Wayne bought for himself. And since I have it here, I'll do a walkthrough of that one also. But yeah, this is really the last of my tarot decks. The other 2 are just sort of novelty type things that I'll show you in a minute. That is the Chrysalis Tarot. I'd say the Thoth, the Bonfire, and the Chrysalis, those are my 3 tarot decks that I use. I pretty much stick to those 3. So yeah, those are my 3 favorite decks. But I'm going to review a couple others, and moving right along, I bid you adieu.